Hello and welcome back to my channel Dinar and Dong Updates, your ultimate guide to the latest developments in Iraq's economy, the Iraqi Dinar, and global currency trends. Welcome to Iraqi Dinar Hub, your dependable resource for tracking the latest movements in Iraq's economic policies. The value of the Iraqi Dinar, IQD. Activities on the Iraq Stock Exchange, ISX. And broader global currency dynamics that shape investor sentiment and influence monetary decisions worldwide. Our mission is to demystify financial shifts and economic reforms, making them accessible to both everyday enthusiasts and seasoned market watchers. Today's update is especially stirring, with several emerging developments sparking renewed energy within the Dinar community. Major buzz, Chase Bank, and the 2500 IQD note. One of the most talked about revelations currently captivating investors and currency observers is the claim that Chase Bank, a prominent player in the U.S. banking sector, is now accepting the 2500 IQD note for exchange. Though this claim is still in the early stages of confirmation, it has already gained traction, with numerous independent sources reporting similar findings. If verified, this move could signify a critical turning point in how global institutions view Iraq's national currency. The 2500 dinar note, which has historically been viewed as a speculative piece primarily held by hopeful investors, may now be gaining a degree of legitimacy it has long lacked. Traditionally, large denomination notes from Iraq were overlooked by global banks and were not recognized in official exchange mechanisms. Now, with reports emerging that one of the most established banks in the U.S. is beginning to acknowledge this currency, perceptions could be shifting dramatically. Significance. Beyond a policy shift, should the reports regarding Chase Bank prove accurate, the implications could be profound. Firstly, such a move would lend significant credibility to Iraq's financial reforms and bolster the confidence of foreign investors. Secondly, it could signal the beginning of broader institutional acceptance of the dinar, suggesting that Iraq's financial systems are becoming more aligned with international norms. Historically, major financial institutions have tended to ignore currencies viewed as unstable or speculative. But when a currency starts to gain institutional acknowledgement, it's often a signal that foundational changes are occurring behind the scenes, possibly even a precursor to a formal revaluation. Frank26's insights. Momentum toward monetary reform. Adding to the current wave of speculation is a recent video update from renowned dinar analyst Frank26. Known for his deep connections within Iraq's banking sector, Frank has shared a series of intriguing insights that have reinvigorated interest across the dinar community. One of his major highlights was the reported introduction of new lower-denomination notes, particularly the 500 IQD bill. This development is widely viewed as a strategic step in preparing the currency for broader use, both domestically and internationally. Smaller denominations are often a key indicator that a country is working toward price stabilization and daily usability of its currency, often steps taken ahead of a revaluation. The bigger picture, Iraq's push for financial sovereignty. Frank26 also spoke about Iraq's intention to begin using the dinar in international trade agreements, a major shift from the country's long-standing reliance on the US dollar. If Iraq moves forward with this plan, it could mark a monumental moment in the nation's economic evolution, signaling a drive toward fiscal independence and a stronger global presence. This pivot toward dinar-based transactions would not only increase demand for the currency, but would also reflect a larger national strategy to diversify Iraq's economy beyond oil. Emphasizing sectors such as agriculture, technology, and manufacturing, Iraq aims to reduce dependency on its oil exports and solidify a sustainable, well-rounded economy. Reforms on the ground, auctions, oversight, and integration. Internally, the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has been taking bold steps to reform its monetary systems. One of the most critical actions has been the tightening of regulations around currency auctions. These auctions, long criticized for facilitating black market transactions and corruption, are now being brought under stricter oversight, with the goal of promoting transparency and stabilizing the dinar. Additionally, Iraq's ongoing collaboration with international financial entities like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank is helping the country adopt global best practices in fiscal governance. These partnerships are laying the groundwork for Iraq to attract more foreign investments and integrate more seamlessly with the global financial system. The role of the 2,500 Iraqi dinar note in Iraq's financial future. Issued after the fall of Saddam Hussein's regime in 2003, the 2,500 dinar note has long symbolized Iraq's attempt to stabilize its economy amidst reconstruction. Though often considered a speculative asset by international observers, the note may now be evolving into a symbol of legitimacy. If Chase Bank and potentially other institutions begin recognizing this note for exchange, it would be a sign that faith in Iraq's financial health is growing. For investors, this shift could provide the validation they've been waiting for, evidence that their long-held positions might finally be gaining real-world traction. Regional comparisons, Vietnam's rise, and the VND's potential. While Iraq is making headlines, it's not the only country attracting attention in the emerging market space. Vietnam is also rising as a powerful economic player in Southeast Asia. Forecasts for 2025 show projected GDP growth ranging from 6.5% to 8%, driven by a robust export sector, expanding infrastructure, and a rapidly modernizing economy. With continued government investment in technology, education, and manufacturing, some analysts believe the Vietnamese dong, VND, could also be poised for greater recognition on the global stage. Much like the Iraqi dinar, the dong is viewed by some investors as undervalued and potentially ripe for future adjustment, making it a speculative asset worth watching. The dinar's journey from speculation to stability. For years, the Iraqi dinar was dismissed as a high-risk, low-liquidity asset. But current developments suggest that the currency is gradually moving from the shadows of speculation into the light of legitimacy. Whether through the issuance of new denominations, tighter controls on financial practices, or emerging institutional acceptance, the signs are increasingly pointing toward a restructured and more reliable monetary system. And yet, it's vital to approach these developments with cautious optimism. While reports of Chase Bank accepting dinars are exciting, investors should always verify such claims through official sources. The foreign currency market can be volatile, and speculation, if not grounded in credible evidence, can lead to misinformed decisions. What comes next? Watching for key milestones. As Iraq moves forward with its economic transformation, several milestones could provide further clues about the dinar's direction. These include official confirmation from banks regarding dinar exchange acceptance, announcements from the Central Bank of Iraq on new note releases or foreign exchange policy changes, reports of Iraq executing international trade deals in dinars, continued collaboration with the IMF, World Bank, and other institutions, expansion of Iraq's non-oil sectors, and diversification of export revenues. If these developments unfold in line with current trends, the coming months could be pivotal for the Iraqi currency and its place in global finance. Conclusion: entering a new chapter for Iraq and the IQD. All signs indicate that Iraq is turning a critical corner. From macroeconomic reforms to greater transparency in banking practices and a shift toward independent monetary policy, the country is positioning itself for a long-awaited resurgence. The potential recognition of the 2,500 Iraqi dinar note by major institutions like Chase Bank, combined with broader financial reforms and regional integration, points to an increasingly stable and promising outlook for the Iraqi dinar. And while some level of speculation remains inevitable, especially in the absence of official confirmation from all parties involved, the groundwork is being laid for meaningful transformation. For dinar investors, economists, and international observers alike, staying informed and cautious is key. The landscape is changing quickly, and those who stay engaged and diversified will be best positioned to benefit from the shifts ahead. Thank you for tuning in to Iraqi Dinar Hub, your go-to destination for accurate, timely, and insightful coverage of Iraq's economic evolution and the emerging role of the dinar in the global currency ecosystem. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and join the conversation as we continue to monitor this historic transition. We're committed to delivering the facts, the trends, and the analysis you need to make informed decisions in an ever-changing financial world. Until next time, stay informed, stay strategic, and stay optimistic about the future of Iraq and its currency.